Hello, Oracles. Oracle Tim here from Oracle Investments. Well, we had another red day today. Kind of assumed it with the news over the weekend with the Build Back Better plan not going through because of Senator Manchin completely denying it and saying not going to happen. Omicron fears also spreading around the world. So a lot of these things are starting to play into the market more than they had before. And so we saw red today. And now while the Omicron fears themselves are, scary enough, some people are on this side where they're saying, it's a much milder version of it, but is more highly spread. But we still have that fear that's out there. And as things begin to shut down, we go back into that stage of what's happening to supply chain issues. So, things are shutting down, less people working. This is exactly what we saw as we came into the spring of 2021 and all the supply chain issues really started getting bad. We're seeing a little bit more of that now. So I think the market is fearful of, more of these shutdowns, supply chain issues causing problems. And at my job, we are still seeing many vendors. I just got another price increase today that's going up in January, and our lead times have not improved one bit yet. So, the supply chain issues are real, and this Omicron fear, I think, is just going to exacerbate that and make it worse. So I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be, but we've been going red for quite a while now, so I think a lot of this is getting priced in. So we should turn the corner soon. We're still on a downtrend for a lot of stocks, very much of a downtrend for most of the stocks that we have been following on here, and no real signs of it turning. So I think we're going to see this downward trend sort of level off a little bit and not be as down before we make that U-turn. I don't know if it's going to be a full V-shaped bounce. We'll see. I mean, we're coming to the end of the year. Usually we still have that end of the year volatility and turmoil. I do think in the next 2 to 3 weeks we will see the turnaround. I just don't know how sharp it will be. So now I'll get into a few stocks that you guys have requested. I had quite a few of them, so I'll go over them right now. So we've got NTLA, that is Intellia. They do genomics using CRISPR technology. So they've been on a little bit of an uptrend. They've been making higher highs and higher lows recently. Today they didn't make a higher high, but they still made a higher low. So if the market goes green tomorrow, it could probably extend that upward trend. Looks like a bunch of the genomics are starting to be on this upward trend. I know CRISPR is on the way back up as well. So, maybe that's what's going to be coming into favor this year, very much like EVs were last year. Only time will tell on that, but I'll definitely pay attention to a bunch of these genomic stocks. And another one is Biosciences, is CRBU, CRBU. They were down 4% today. They've actually been on a downtrend, and they're about half of where they were of their all-time high. Their all-time high is around $32. They're at around $15 right now. But over the last month, they've gotten quite a few buy ratings with price targets ranging from $28 to $36. So it looks like they have quite a bit of upside to them despite being on this downtrend. And now a lot of these bioscience and genomic plays are, 5 years plus down the road, but it's good to pay attention to which ones are, the most solid ones. We know CRISPR is one of the top ones. I'll look into NTLA and CRBU, see where they fall. The CRBU looks like, I think they actually just went public this past year from what I was looking at. So, it's a space to get into, and I had mentioned it before. If you're interested in the genomic space but don't know a lot about it, ARC-G is a genomic ETF that you can get into. The ARC funds have taken quite a massive hit this year, so pricing on them should be good. They'll most likely turn around. When they turn around, don't know, but they've been really beaten down this year, so they're at very good prices at the moment. And now we'll get into a few ETFs to go over. Many of them have to do with either the metaverse, EVs, something to do with the future and going forward. So I think they're all good, solid plays. They're not going to be fast movers, but it could be a good place to put your money if you want to spread the wealth amongst a bunch of these different companies that are out there moving into these sectors. So the first one is DRIV. This is one I actually was in a while back. I bought in around 24, sold out I think around 28. I sold that to get into just Tesla alone, but DRIV has Tesla in it. It's kind of like a FAANG ETF. They've got, let me see, they've got quite a few of the FAANG stocks in it, but they've got automakers as well, like Tesla, Ford, and Toyota. So if you're looking for that whole space that you want to be into and spread the wealth there, DRIV could be a good one. They've been on a downward trend. They're around $28 and change right now. So again, when I bought in, it was 24. It's gone up over the 30s. Not going to be a big mover, but it'll move with the market in those areas. So again, if you're looking for a good cash play, some of these could be good to get into. Next one is Meta, and Meta has a bunch of stocks that are dealing with the metaverse. And I know the metaverse is coming. I have a friend who is working for a company right now building their entire metaverse platform for when they're going to go live. So this is something that is definitely coming. And so this ETF has all the different stocks that are involved with it. So they've got Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia, all these players that are heavily into the metaverse technology. Ironically, Facebook isn't even in their top 10 holdings. I didn't dig deeper, so I don't know if they're in their holdings at all. But if you're looking to get into a lot of these big name tech companies that are going to be pushing the metaverse forward, this could be a good play to get into. And I was talking to somebody else in the comments, and it was a great conversation, remembering that a lot of you around the world may not have access to fractional trading. So, looking at, Apple's, Microsoft, Nvidia, maybe these prices are too high for you guys to buy multiple shares of. So getting into an ETF like this will allow you to buy those fractional shares for a much smaller dollar amount. So you can still reap the benefits of these companies going forward without having to worry about saving up enough money to just buy one share and hoping for the best at a price that you got it at. And the next one is BATT. This is sort of an EV type play, which is nice because it's got BYD, NIO, Tesla. It's got a lot of the mining manufacturing products that go into EVs. So I like for a lithium play. DRIV is a good one for some of it with a technology side, but if you're looking for more of a strict EV and EV material play for your ETF, BATT could be a good way to go. Again, this one's also on a downtrend, as is the entire market and the whole EV sector. But, if you are a believer that EVs are going to be the future, which I am, BATT is going to be a good one to get into, especially as it's been beaten down recently, because over the next 5 years, it will definitely make the turnaround and you'll reap some benefits out of that. And now to get into some EV specific plays, NIO. I own NIO. Somebody was requesting that I give 2022 projections on NIO. It's going to be tough. The Chinese sector is hard to decipher. They have a potential recession coming with the whole Evergrande situation. Looks like they might bail themselves out of it. Not sure how that's going to play. And with the Chinese and US tensions, if there's a lot of factors and negative catalysts with the Chinese plays at the moment, but NIO had NIO Day this past weekend. Their ET5 is going to be released for production in September. And currently, it is the highest pre-sale Chinese EV ever in their history. So they have a lot of great things going for them. And in 2022, NIO is going to be expanding into Europe, into Denmark, China, Sweden, the Netherlands. So those of you who are out there in those countries, and I know I have several of you on there from them, let me know when NIO starts to hit the ground out there and what rumors you have, or maybe they're advertising for them already. Let me know so this way we can share that and see how NIO is going to expand in Europe. So my predictions currently, without doing some really deep diving into NIO, seeing how it trades, seeing the favor of EVs in China, I can see this, and I'm going to use a term that was coined in the comments, the kangaroo bounce of NIO for the year. And I think it's going to be bouncing between 25 and 45 for the year. If EV favor comes back, it can break that. If the Chinese tensions break, it can break out of that as well. But based on the current situation we are in, I see that kangaroo bounce between 25 and 45 and not doing a lot until the end of the year when we get through elections, seeing the EVs turning the corner, then we can actually see the ET5 coming out, seeing how the supply chain issues have affected their production. Just a lot of uncertainty with the EVs, especially in China and supply chains. But I still see them doing well in the long term. They're highly supported by China and the Chinese government. So I don't think they're going anywhere because China will inevitably keep it afloat and keep it pushing forward because China's really pushing their whole entire EV market forward themselves. So it's just a matter of getting through some FUD and pushing past that. And lastly, we'll finish with Tesla. And Tesla fell quite a bit today. It fell more than the broader market did. And it leveled off around 900. And we had discussed previously how 900 is going to be an area. It was going to be a battleground and a support area for a psychological support. So the initial drop in the morning that brought it down under 900, and let me know in the comments if any of you were able to snag some under 900. I know quite a few of you let me know, so it was awesome buying there. I grabbed a little bit myself. But I'm wondering did Elon sell today? We're not going to know until tonight for sure. I'll check the Form 4 filings and let you guys know in the morning. The initial drop looked like it, but I don't know if because there were so many buy orders put in right around 900, if he continued selling and all of these orders just bought up the sales. It's hard to tell. Again, in the past, he had a couple of days that he sold and we were actually green on the day. So it's totally possible. Again, we'll know more in the morning. I'm kind of personally hoping he sold today because then that would mean that he's definitely going to be finishing off his sales before the end of the year. And we can go into 2022 without having to worry about any sales going forward. Don't know. Again, that's an uncertain thing. We'll find out more in the morning. But that is where I'm at with that one. Again, it has support at around 870. Not strong support. 850 it has a pretty decent support at. So I think Tesla may trade with the broader market during the rest of the week unless Elon does have another sale. We'll see how this one goes. And again, Tesla has been traveling downward in its downward trend. Been following the channel for quite a while now. RSI is at 35, so it's almost at the oversold stage. We're getting close to that, so even if we go a little bit more red, I think part of it is because it's driven by people's anticipation for the end of Elon's sales. So there's been no buying pressure coming in to bring the stock back up, which is just continuing that downward channel. So how we break out of it, I think, is going to either be the end of the year or the knowledge of Elon's sales being over. Now, in the morning, I will go over some factory news that I have found today. Sawyer Merritt on Twitter posted some stuff. So I'll go dig into those tonight so I could share that with you guys in the morning about all the factory updates, where they're at, what production is looking like, so we can get ourselves a sense of, when Tesla does turn the corner and go back green, how green is it going to get and how quickly is it going to go green? Let me know in the comments below if there's any other stocks you'd like me to go over. I was having a discussion with somebody earlier. I do have my setup coming. I have some cables I need, but my plan in the evenings for you guys with the stocks is to be able to show you the charts. I just don't have the technology. This channel grew so fast, I haven't had an opportunity to do that. But they should all be in by Christmas Eve. I can then get them and actually learn how to properly do this for you guys so I can give you much better visuals on this and show you all the different research that I'm doing to give you the support and sources that I'm getting this information from. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below, and I will see you guys in the morning with any Form 4 filing updates and everything else, and the Tesla Gigafactory news as well. Have a great one.